Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, Mythic B.F.D, I guess that's what we're calling it now, has gone live, and we will get you all of the updates and everything for Battle for Dazar'alor and more, as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News! Welcome to the show. So good to be here. So good to be back. From the CTR command post in Sacramento, California. Today is January 29th, 2019, and it is now 7:09 in the PM Pacific. And thank you so much for joining us from all around the world of Warcraft and all around the Battlenet. You know, all that kind of stuff. My name is Pat Krane, your host for the show, and as always, the players are here. Let's kick it off from Overwatch League Daily, sorry. It's John Horstmann.
Hello, Pat.
Nice finger point. I like it.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
That took a lot of preparation, actually.
I bet.
Very premeditated.
I bet. Everybody needs to watch the video. All right, and also from Lagging Balls and all sorts of assorted other podcasts that she just magically appears on, it's Thyst!
It's not magic, Pat. It's luck.
It's podcasting.
It's the magic of podcasting.
The magic of podcasting. That's right. Well, welcome, guys, and welcome Twitch chat, and welcome to all of you guys at home or in the car or whatever. I hope you're not freezing your butts off because there is a polar vortex. I don't know if you've heard about that. Apparently, there's a polar vortex. I don't know.
Keep saying polar vortex. Don't stop. Just keep saying it.
So I hope you guys are staying warm and safe and all of that kind of stuff, because I know that it's friggin' cold outside. And but at least we have a lot of new stuff to talk about on this show, including the new raid, which I'm going to give big applause as soon as there we go. All right. I had to make sure the volume was all the way up.
I love that B.F.D.
That B.F.D. That is the B.F.D. of this week, I think.
It certainly is a B.F.D.
It's so easy to just, it just kind of, it feels like I'm, I don't know, like 14 again.
I know,
What's
right?
A BFD?
Wait, what?
What's the B.F.D.?
Fits right in, Pat.
Yeah, it really does.
Wait, what?
I don't know. So anyway, let's go around and talk to you guys and figure out what you were doing. I was off gallivanting around at IRL last week, so I'm not going to really talk too much. But Thyst,
What?
you were raiding last week, right?
Indeed, I was.
How was it?
It was so good. We went into normal. We've got 5 of 9 down so far.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. We're working on
I'll
this.
play that. I'll play that. Sure. Yeah, you bet.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to cut it off.
I'd like to thank
though.
my raid team. And that's it. But yeah, no, we had to hard stop during the 6th boss, but we're progressing pretty well. And I loved Old Deer, but BFD is stolen my heart. It's gorgeous. And, even though I have to turn into an alliance race at some point, it's still like the raid is good enough that it's a minor discomfort rather than something that I thought would be really distracting.
Well, that's good, because we didn't want you to feel bad about turning into an alliance character.
Oh, I still feel bad.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't go away, by the way. That's just
bad.
called being an alliance.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta always, you just always have like the pit. Yeah, the pit right in the stomach, right at the top of the stomach. Like,
yeah.
If you breathe wrong, you're just gonna spew everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Put that on my soundboard at some point. I think.
Please.
That'll be fun. But it was good, and the bosses felt good, and as far as like the environment and the boss fights and the amount of trash, was it all okay or?
Well, do you want to talk about this right now?
Well, I guess we could talk about it in a second and just kind of briefly catch up with Johnny.
I have so much to say.
Sure.
So much to say.
Sure. Well, then we'll save it for a little bit further on so that'll make people listen more.
Yeah, you don't want to get into the B.F.D. right away. That's a lot to handle.
Right.
That's true.
So, Johnny, what's up with you? Have you been raiding or are you doing what kind of stuff are you doing in game?
My raid team cleared normal.
Hey, congratulations. I will do that. Oh, wait, you weren't there. No.
I wasn't there.
No.
So,
okay.
It took them an extra like 20 minutes because I wasn't there.
Sure.
But, cleared normal pretty easily, which is pretty nice. I guess they did 3 or 4 heroic bosses. So.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah. So far, yeah, really decent start so far.
So,
and,
how much does your raid team raid? How many nights?
Twice a night, but one's like a 3-hour raid and the other one's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like a full raid night, and then we just kind of do cleanup and like, hey, let's see if we can get another boss or two.
Sure.
Or finish up a raid or whatever.
Sure.
So.
Right.
Or just go out to Hellfire Peninsula and gank Alliance.
Okay.
Whatever we're feeling like.
All right. All right. That sounds good. Although, the one thing that I will talk about a little bit is about leveling in WoW. And I will say this, I have totally passed over all of Outland because I decided not to do it, which is kind of nice, kind of refreshing.
The dream, really. I think that's kind of like the goal.
Right.
Like just how it's like kind of the goal. We used to, in like school, it used to be like, hey, if you get to keep 3 out of your 4 test scores, so you can throw 1 away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like so that. Outlands is the test that you can throw away.
Right.
Like it's just like if I do well enough on these other ones.
But it was pretty wild. So I went in at level 58 into Borean Tundra, and I was there for essentially like almost 10 levels straight.
Wow.
I know. Just in that one zone. I went out a little bit to Dragonblight and then back, but that was just to do all the Tuskar quests that I could. And then I actually made it to, and then I quit at, this week, at the Wrathgate. So the event at the Wrathgate, the cinematic, made sure to watch that because I really wanted to see that. I hadn't played from the Alliance side ever. Through Wrath. So I was only doing the Horde side. So, with the Horde side, you help out the undead guys that are making all of the blight, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're also doing all of this other stuff. And then you kind of come together at the gate. And then surprise, surprise, out comes the blight and kills all the people. So this time
spoiler,
around,
by the way.
This time around, 10 years ago, it was a spoiler. But this time around,
get in trouble for spoiling the end of the Return of the King.
But this time around, I was playing on the Alliance side, and it was kind of interesting to see what they were dealing with during that same time. And so it was just kind of like this little awakening for me, I guess, or something. But I think that's part of the cool part about this game. I mean, you could say it definitely for Battle for Azeroth as well. Is that you can have 2 very different experiences on, whether you're playing red or blue. So that's pretty neat. Right. I like that.
I have this auto accept add-on that auto accepts all the quests and skips the cinematics when I level. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh boy, you are missing out, my man.
Yeah, that's
I've tried to level. I tried to level a new character. I rolled a warrior. They're like, warrior's really good right now. Level with the warrior. I spent like 2 hours. Like, I'm not doing this.
Sure.
Where's my checkbook?
Well, and right. Well, and the reason I'm doing it is because now I have an Iron Dwarf monk, and so I really want to get the monk all the way up to level because it's a pretty good healer, pretty good DPS, and apparently it's an okay tank. Although I'm not gonna tank with it. No, that's not my.
Why
that's
not?
not my thing.
Class.
Why do you have it then?
Healing and DPS. What else do you need it for?
I don't know.
Are you tanking with your mage?
Not usually.
Right, exactly. It seems ridiculous, but none of my tunes are actually tanks. Well,
Really? I've got one.
Well,
It's a lot of
one
stress.
was. Yeah, it is a lot of stress. One was, but I don't really play it much anymore. So.
Oh, you know what I did
What?
this weekend?
What?
I convinced somebody to play WoW for the first time.
Ooh.
And I got to like go and like watch them level up and stuff and
How did
carry
that go?
them around on my it was amazing because obviously I'm a mage, so
It was
did some, like-
amazing.
it was amazing. But it's just, you know, like every time I'd get on a different mount, they'd be like, oh, you know, and every time they learn a new spell, it would be like, oh, whoa, you know, and then like I took them to different places. I took them to Pandaria, and they'd never seen anything like, you know, the Shrine of Two Moons. You go in there for the first time and it's just like sensory overload. Like it is just so beautiful.
Right.
And I'm just flying this person on my Sandstone Drake, and they're just going, this is so beautiful. I had no idea that this game was so beautiful. And it felt like I was experiencing it kind of for the first time again. Just seeing WoW through new eyes is like, if you guys can do it, I highly recommend just like spend some time with a new person in voice comms if you can, and like try to take them to different places.
I don't know about that.
Why?
I don't know about that because I did that with my wife. So I was like, with my wife, I said she was like, she came to me and she said, really, I kind of want to figure this game out because I know you're talking about it a lot on your podcast thing that you do. And so I'm like, yeah. She's like, so I want to try it out. I want to give it a shot. I said, okay, cool. She's not really a gamer, number one. But this is when we were playing Horde still. And she wanted to play Space Goat. She wanted to play Draenei Hunter because of the moth. She thought that was really amazing. And so she went in for an hour, and most of it was trying to figure out how to move. A lot of it was yelling at me. She made it to level 4, and then she quit.
Yeah. Well, the person I introduced is a massive gamer.
Okay.
They've just never tried WoW. So
Sure.
maybe that's the stipulation. It's like, if you have a gamer friend who is really good at video games and likes to give them a chance,
Right.
Do it with that person instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely, my wife was not, she wasn't into it.
Seems like
Katie
it.
wasn't
That's
into
bad.
leveling
She
at all. She like hated the leveling.
Maybe I should have, and this was before you could boost.
should have just
so we
bought her.
couldn't-
Yeah, you should have just bought her a tune.
This was before we could boost. So, you know, she still would have hated it though.
I mean, you could boost. It's just like, I don't know, $75 if you convert it to Chinese dollars.
I could have let her play one of my tunes, but she didn't want to do that. She wanted to figure it out. So I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So
Katie
she did-
likes defending nodes in PvP and like battlegrounds.
well,
It's her favorite thing. Just hiding in the
she
bush.
has-
They go up, try to capture, and she's like, "Boo!"
she has a little bit of an evil streak in her.
She does.
I mean, like
She does.
not evil, bad, like
Yeah, it's just
mischievous.
mischievous. Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see her doing that for sure. All right, maybe we should talk about the elephant in the room, and that is in World of Warcraft.
A clever strategy.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the Dazar'alor and Thyst. I'm going to come back to you.
What?
I'm going to come back to you because you said I have a lot to say, and I'm like, okay, all right, we'll wait for the proper time for you to talk about it and all that kind of stuff. So go ahead.
Oh, you just want me to jump right in?
Well,
Is
I
that
mean,
it?
yeah, how are the bosses? How is the trash? The artwork looks amazing. All of the environments and stuff like that look great, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. So I've only done 5 so far,
Uh-huh.
but do you remember when we were raiding in Siege of Orgrimmar and just like going into Orgrimmar and sort of like clearing it out and kind of defending it and stuff?
Yeah, forever we were in Orgrimmar, yes.
Oh yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Kinda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burned into
but,
my memory.
And then all like the subsequent times you went in there again for transmog and boredom.
Oof.
So it's like I think I'll run Siege of Orgrimmar for like 3 hours.
I never said that.
Great.
I never said that.
And you get like it takes 1 hour to get up to Garrosh, and then there's that trash in front of Garrosh, and that's like the 2 extra hours, and then you give up. And anyway,
Right.
those are old mob jokes. Right. So it's kind of cool because you walk in there and it's like the northmost part of Dazar'alor, and I don't pretend to know or to claim that I know my way around Dazar'alor at all. I get lost all of the time there. Sometimes I'll be in Dazar'alor, but I'll have to like hearth back to the Great Seal because I just have no idea where I am.
Awesome.
But just walking in, like everything is as a horde is somewhat familiar, and so it's less of ooh, look at all this stuff. It's more like, okay, this is my turf. I have to defend it, and you really like if you let yourself, you really get a sense for that.
Sure. Now we haven't actually had any time that we've spent in an alliance place to defend that or anything, have we? Have we? Not really.
I mean,
not for a raid. Not for a raid.
So can we think about this for a minute?
Blizz, what's going on with the horde bias? I don't know.
I don't think that we have.
No,
I really don't. Because interesting. Okay, interesting.
Nope. Anyway.
So. Sorry. So I think my favorite encounter of the first 3 bosses is the Jadefire Masters, and it's a fight. You have to fight a. Did you do this in LFR? It's a mage and a monk.
A mage and a monk. Yep. And
it's right after you sort of like weave your way through all of Jaina's really annoying CCs. Which can get a little tedious, but as a mage, you know, like I understand.
Sure.
I understand. But I think that fight stands out to me because it has, I don't know, just so much to consider and so much to do, and it's got all of these phases that you don't see coming, and I don't know, it seems really creative. You have to focus one and then focus the other when it's starting to do something. At one, like spoilers, but at one point, one of them turns into a dragon, the other turns into a fiery bird. At another point, you have to stand in this little circle and shoot down a living bomb, like an actual living bomb.
Right.
At one point, you might be up in the air. At one point, you're running through a maze.
Yep.
At one point, you're shooting down a wall, like before you get burned. It's incredible. Like I really, really enjoy it. And that kind of speaks to all of the encounters so far. Like even the quote unquote loot pinatas. Like I'm not saying that the monkey is easy, but you know he's alright.
The monkey's easy. I think we can say,
like at least on normal as well. Like he's alright.
On LFR, it's amazing. So LFR and Mythic open today. So I did LFR version, and I am now 3 of 9. So yay me. I'm just kidding. It's LFR. I mean, but we one shot everything, which is actually kind of unique for LFR. Day one, you know. I mean, that's
one shot
cool.
On day one.
One shot of all 3 bosses, and no problems, which was kind of interesting.
No problem.
No problems. No problems.
I believe you've experienced a miracle, Patrick.
Well, I mean, it's
never happens.
It's wing 1. It's not like it's wing 3. Wing 3, I'm guessing that it'll take several weeks before it'll be actually done right.
The other fight that I really wanted to talk about was Opulence, and I can't see that being easy on LFR unless they really nerfed it.
Sure.
But it's my favorite fight so far because it starts out, you have to split up your entire raid and you go down 2 corridors with different sections in the corridor, and each section there's a couple repeats, but each section is different. And so you're fighting this thing, and you have to get this like pre-boss. There's 2 of them, so each group is fighting one. You have to get these pre-bosses down at the same time, but you can't see each other, you know, and like you don't know like where everybody is. and
Okay.
how far along you are. So you really have to communicate, and it's so cool. Like, and each room has all of these environmental things that you have to worry about, like fire and explosions and lasers and what have you. And
Cool.
at one point you
It's a
have to
Michael
grab,
Bay movie.
Yeah.
basically, yeah. And then at one point you have to grab a gem that will give you an ability. So you have to figure out ahead of time, like, which ability is right for you. And then you get to this
Wow.
big room, and then hopefully both sides of your raid team get the boss down at the same time. Then you immediately have to run to opulence. So you run into this huge room.
Uh-huh.
There's gold and jewels everywhere. Like, there's like literal gold coins
Right.
spewing out of the middle stage, and it looks like the beginning of DuckTales, where Scrooge McDuck jumps into the coins.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Right.
And Opulence himself is actually just a big, like, he kind of looks like an elemental,
I
but
like
he's
that.
made of coins and jewels and stuff. And
Yeah.
They
then
call
there's
that the repair bill laughter room, by the way.
Well, and I mean, for Alliance players, we actually got to see opulence before the raid because we stole a scepter or something like that in the war campaign, and that kind of made opulence come. Or that's when we first saw opulence as an Alliance player. So guarding the all of the treasures.
the
in the
treasures. Yes.
Yeah.
that you can't loot.
Right.
Yeah. You
I hate
can't
that.
read it.
Just stop making rooms full of treasure if I can't pick it up. That's my
Right.
I
only.
know.
That's the only thing wrong with BFA.
Right.
Actually,
I remember.
That's the only
Pretty much.
So I remember asking some of the developers, like I was talking to, oh gosh, I can't remember who it was now. It was one of the art guys. And it wasn't Chris Robinson, but it was somebody else. Anyway, and the the one stupid question that I asked is kind of joking around. I'm like, so did you run out of gold paint when you were making the? And he just kind of looked at me and went, it's digital. And I went, no, I know it's he actually didn't say that. But
He was thinking it probably.
he humored me, thankfully. But I mean, I was like, yeah, no, that's a dumb question.
I mean, yeah, it was.
I was just looking to have some fun. That's all it was. So it's BlizzCon. I mean, come on, you gotta have.
I
some
remember that. I
Right.
remember you told me that happened after it happened. I think I laughed at you.
fun. Probably.
Yeah.
You should.
That stands, by the way.
What?
That was funny.
Yeah, you laughing at me?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
So
That's true.
anyway,
Yes.
the rest of that fight, there's a lot of ad management, and
Okay.
that's the boss that drops the new crown model.
Right.
Yes, I think they look so cool. But yeah, and as far as the whole turning into, I'm a blood elf, so I turn into a human.
Yeah.
Not awesome for me, but it's
That's-
fine.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, debatable. But I was putting on cosmetic toys to try to hide it.
Yeah.
But every time I went into a boss fight, they would pop off.
Oh
And
no.
usually they don't do that. So I'm thinking, and it's interesting because when you get turned into something else, it's usually just cosmetic.
Yeah.
And that's it. In this case, though, you lose your race trait, like you just,
right,
it's gone
right. Yeah.
and replaced by whatever you have. And that was really tripping people up, including me, because I'm used to having those things. And,
Right.
and it's so not cosmetic that when we stopped raiding for the end of the night and we were still all Alliance looking characters, I couldn't port anybody back to the Great Seal because that's Horde territory.
Oh yeah. Right.
So they just went all the way with it. Like either like your
Wow.
Alliance. It was just like, it was really strange.
That's crazy,
I've
man.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But I don't know.
That's kind of cool,
So-
though. I mean, interesting, cool, not like awesome,
No, that's
right?
awesome.
That's so awesome that you couldn't port people back to
Yeah.
to wherever.
Wildly inconveniencing. Whoa. Bet
Right.
you had to pull out your Hearthstone and everything.
Right. Hey guys, you have a
Um,
Hearthstone. Use it.
But as far as first impressions go, like, obviously it's beautiful.
Yeah.
All of the fights so far are extremely interesting. I have seen some gameplay of some of the fights that I haven't done yet. I can't speak to them, obviously, because I haven't
Sure.
experienced them yet, but they look incredible. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was just like such a huge fan of Uldir, and I'm quickly just forgetting all about Uldir because of this raid. And the first couple bosses, they're loot pinata-y enough, at least on normal, that you feel good about yourself, and it keeps the morale in your raid up for the next stage, the next 3 bosses. The trash is difficult. It's not easy. Like the trash that you walk into, there's a lot of they have a lot of mechanics that are pretty serious. Like I said, Jaina does a lot of CCs when you're going up the stairs and stuff like that. You have to worry about.
That's Horde only, by the way.
Oh, really?
Because Jaina's not going to throw ice balls at Alliance.
Yeah,
right.
That.
So.
Oh yeah.
That
makes sense.
Crepes. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh,
that's something I'm gonna have to get used to, because when we were fighting our Loas, that was really weird, because my Loa comes out and starts attacking me, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're my Loa. Don't hurt me. Like, we're friends. Like, we have a thing. I thought this was serious.
We had an understanding.
Yeah. I thought I meant more to you than that, but no. But yeah, no, it is really weird. So I don't know. I think it would be worth it, like, not to play it as Alliance, obviously, but maybe watch some gameplay of the opposite faction and see how it differs, because that's interesting.
I am really a big fan of seeing both sides of the war on this, especially in this expansion. But
I prefer to keep all of my knowledge to just one side of any argument or debate.
Sure.
So that I can believe in it more.
Sure.
So I don't want to water down my beliefs.
So, John, when do you raid next?
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
God, that's
tomorrow.
I haven't done any of
Study up. Study up. Get your
oh my God, I'm gonna get kicked.
Get your flasks and potions and all that kind of stuff.
The dungeon journal is actually very helpful this time around. Like, not that it's not.
I had
really
a nickel. Thyst. If I had a nickel for every time, it's like, just read the dungeon journal.
No, you know what I do?
Doesn't make any sense.
You know what I do, especially for prepping for LFR. I go in and I just say, I'm just gonna listen to DBM. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to my add-ons and I'm gonna see what's going on, because I usually jump in as a healer, so it doesn't really matter.
You know what I miss?
What's that?
2-minute tips.
Oh, me too. 2-minute tips with Tatva and Tovo.
Those were amazing.
Yes.
They're so good.
Like, they were the very best video to go to when you were already in the middle of a raid.
And
it's like, can everybody take 2 minutes?
I still see him from time to time, especially Tatva. I saw him at BlizzCon, hung out with him and all that kind of good stuff. And he's super busy, but he's still playing HOTS and a little bit of WoW and all that kind of good stuff. So, Can
you make them come back and do more videos for us?
I can't make them do anything.
They were very persuasive.
They were
Patrick.
very good at it. So, but I did hear some terrible tales. Actually, probably on this show, because I think Tatva was talking about how he had to do some video stuff, and it took him like an hour to mask out this one thing. It's very technical, but I don't know.
I bet.
Yeah.
I could never do that.
He was having editing nightmares.
I technically have a certification in Photoshop, and I still don't totally understand how masks work. Like, I'm just like, I don't. Nope, that doesn't look right. Invert it, I guess.
Right.
No, that's not quite right.
That's not it either.
Flip it horizontally.
Screw it. I'm done. All right. That's what I usually say.
I'm just gonna cut it.
Sure.
Just gonna cut it.
All right. Like I said, Mythic and Raid Finder are Wing 1 is available this week. I'm going to take a look at WoW progress, because in NA, it is going on right now, and number 1 is Limit at the time of this recording at 7:37 p.m. Pacific time. Limit is in the lead at 7 of 9 already.
Whoa. Way to go, Limit.
So, and then the top 10, let's see. 3 of 9 is all the way down to number 18. But, it's like we have Limit. I'm just trying to think of other names that we've seen. Blood Legion, Big Dumb Guild, Midwinter.
Did you just call me?
those are all in the top 10. And I don't see whatever we're awesome is in the top 15 anyway. So
a lot of those names have changed since my day, Pat.
Yes.
I don't recognize those names as much anymore.
Well, I mean, Limit was
old.
Blood Legion, but you have Limit and Blood Legion.
I'm an old WoW man now, I guess.
And there was some stink with Limit, and I'm just gonna bring this up and then I'm gonna throw it away, I think.
Pat.
Because I don't know exactly what happened. But apparently they switched some characters over to Alliance, and then I'm guessing back. Like just for a meme or something like that?
To get the 400.
Oh, yeah, they wanted to get the 400
loot.
Because it was 400 for killing Horde, 25 Horde, and then it was another 400 for the Darkshore deal.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be trying to compete competitively,
right?
Is that the same thing?
That's
is that redundant?
The same
does that
thing.
make sense?
It's the same
Whatever.
thing.
If you're going to be participating in this race trying to win, you're probably going to do whatever you can to, give yourself an advantage.
$120.
So no,
B.F.D.
so what they did was they switched over, then they switched back. They used tokens, not actual dough. So, I mean, they used gold.
Dough.
They used gold. So that's, I mean, it is dough, but it's, not until you actually convert it. So.
Hey, it's worth. I don't know. If I was competing for World First, I would do whatever I could.
Sure.
Except go Alliance permanently, of course. That's not worth it.
Bitcoin, I'm investing in Battlenet balance.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. That's my virtual currency.
Bitcoin is so passe.
Ooh, heard it here first, everybody.
Right.
Passe, nice work.
Invest in your Blizz balance.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
They say you can't take it with you except for your Blizz balance. That's what you can take with you to the afterlife.
Right.
Just
Exactly. So let's maybe talk about the 400 gear for just a second. Now, obviously, so in the Q&A that happened last week, and we'll get to the Q&A in just a second, but one of the things that Ian Hazzikostas had to say was that that's not going to happen again. And basically what they did was they said, okay, you know what? You're right. That's too much. We gave Alliance too much gear, so we're not going to give anybody that gear anymore. And so they said, all right, screw it. So that's going to be down to 385 now. I don't know if the Darkshore is going to be, I think that's going to be 400 for the next time for Horde as well.
I think so.
But it just kind of screws with the race a little bit. So maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's a great gold sink. It's a great way to get some gold out of the economy. That's that stuff. That's the little goblin in me. It's
sure. But I mean, is that one piece of 400 gear? Is that going to be what does it for these Mythic teams? I don't think so.
Die to a boss at 2% like 8 times in a row.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then ask that question again. Right. It's like, it might be. It honestly might be.
And ask these guys.
Yeah, it's just another thing that is everybody's going to do it, so you're going to have to do it too. So
sure. And so a couple of different things have happened. So I know that Method actually did an interview with Red Bull, I guess, or something, prepping for B.F.D, and they were talking about that. So they talked about the 400 gear for the Battlefront, and then also the 400 gear for the killing 25 Horde, and it sounded kind of like, I don't know, it just sounded kind of weird to me, or it was kind of framed a little bit more, I don't know, kind of hurt about it, which I kind of get, but
it's when you talk about it like that, it seems unfair, but
sure,
it balances out in the end. It exists for an outnumbered faction to get them both to opt into war mode, and they needed players on the Alliance side to turn on war mode. They needed players on the Horde side to turn it off for once, which is no thank you. but like the ration between both factions at the start was pretty even, but then the alliance felt outnumbered, obviously, and they're turning it off, and then more and more horde were turning it on because of the 10% bonus.
Right.
But the bonus actually helped keep things balanced. So while the whole thing sounds like it's not fair, it balances out. And like Ian said, this is not going to be an all the time thing.
Sure. Well, and so a couple of things happened. They turned the top percentage for the uneven team thing. I don't remember what the buff is called, but it's now at 15%, not 30%. So that doesn't spark the weekly quest for killing 25 hordes. So the other thing that I thought was really funny was all the horde players complaining about people camping flight points, when, you know, saying, oh, these alliance are just ganking us all day.
That's right, son.
And I'm like, yeah, that's why we turned it off in the first place, because you guys were ganking us all day. So we turned it off, and now.
Yeah, but not at flight points. That's dirty.
You know,
not World of Winecraft.
You need that 400 level, eye level loot. Let's go.
I get it though. Like I hate it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I hate dying in video games. Like I'm the dude who, like, you know, all my friends are like, let's go beat Halo on Legendary. I'm like, why? Easy's so fun. You just hit they one shot and they die. And I'm the same way here. I'm like, oh, I'm getting ganked. Nah, not worth the 10%.
No,
not worth it.
Right.
Not worth it.
Right.
But I'm also better than everyone. But not worth it. Not worth it.
Right. No, I get it. Let's see. Maybe we should talk about the developer Q&A that happened last week. So Ian Hazzikostas, like I said, and Lore took to the stream again. This time it was a real Q&A, not like the Lore and Story guys. That was just kind of like a...
They never said that was a Q&A.
They never said it was a Q&A.
It was a live stream.
I said it was a Q&A on the show the week before, but it wasn't. They never said it. Nope. It was just a stream.
We just all assumed.
This was a Q&A. So we're kind of back to Q&A now. That's kind of nice. So we learned a little bit about 8.1.5, 8.2 a little bit. Anything here, guys, that you particularly want to talk about? I mean, I've got several things that we could talk about, obviously.
Well, Ian did that thing where he reads a question, and the question was, why can't we have all of our character slots in a single realm? Yeah. Ian was like, what? I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. Why don't we just do that? And then he just snaps his fingers, and then all of a sudden it begins production on it because he has the power to do it.
Well, and why not?
I don't like that change.
You don't like that change?
I don't.
Why not?
So, and again, like, this comes purely from, number one, I would never have that many characters for any other reason than to just totally own the auction house on my server. And right now, one thing kind of keeping that in check is that you can only have, what is it? Is it 11 or 12 now?
It is 14, I think. Is it 14
Is it 14
now?
Already?
With the added
either way, there's a finite amount of characters that you can have at max level, which means there's a finite amount of weeklies that you can do and dailies that you can do for your professions, which means that it kind of keeps a lot of it puts a ceiling on the auction house. Whereas now, if I have 50 characters, and I mean, man, I could pay for, like, I think 11 characters right now. I could just go buy with gold. Right now, I could just go ahead and do that easily without even thinking. I don't even know what the token is at. Whatever. I have 8 million gold, 7 million gold. So I could, like, just go and buy as many characters as that'll get me, run those even more, and it kind of can throw. It can very easily throw the
server economics.
Yeah, the server economics into disequilibrium. Yeah. I'm not saying that overall, though, it can't be a net positive. Eventually, you're gonna find kind of the middle of the curve, or not a curve, but whatever the supply and demand thing, and you're gonna kind of figure that out. But it just there's a lot of impacts on it. So that's why I don't like it. But at the same time, I also understand why people don't like being told no. Basically,
Sure.
like I get it. Don't tell me no.
Sure.
At the same time, I'm going to make so much gold off of you guys now. So,
Wow. There we go.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the request to do that, but it's going to have some pretty nasty consequences, at least in the short term, as far as what that auction house looks like. So,
Right.
have fun.
That could be a real thing. So I guess we'll have to keep an eye on that. Well, why don't you keep an eye on that? Because I'm not really an auction house guy. So you can keep an eye on that and tell me how it goes for you, because I know that you're doing that stuff. Like,
Sure.
a lot. So, there were some other things as well, like talking about Kultiran and Zandalari, about why they are delayed until 8.15 instead of being available to play right away. And it just basically came down to it was the Kultiran that was kind of late to the game, right? When they were thinking about stuff. And so they went, we can't do it right away. So 8.15? Okay, cool.
Makes sense to me.
Sure. And I'm okay with that too, because we have to get to know these guys in order to play them better, right?
No.
No, not really. We know these guys pretty well already. I mean,
I've seen them. Whatever. They look too much like real IRL people. It's kind of freaky.
the Kultirans?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool though.
I mean, I guess.
Until
I'm playing
until they
WoW to
turn
get
into a
paid.
wicker bear. I mean, wicker bears are friggin' cool, man.
Are they?
They are cool. They're pretty cool.
My parents had a big wicker desk when I was little. That thing was ugly.
Well, it's not a wicker desk. It's a wicker bear. It's very different.
Same thing, right?
It's like Wicker Man, except
No, it's not like
no,
that.
it's not like that at all.
That's a different thing.
It's a different thing. So I guess, and people are kind of upset about the whole Kultiran and Zandalari not being available with season 2.
Well,
But it's so confusing. Season 2 and 8.15, they sound like they should be the same thing, but they're not. So
I mean, semantics. A wizard did it. That's why. Like, I would be terrible on a WoW Q&A. I think that I would not want to explain anything.
Right. Well, that's why they have Ian up there, because he was a lawyer and he knows how to talk forever.
He
and
is a lawyer.
And he's currently a lawyer as well.
Yes.
He's kept up his thing as like a backup.
Only in 2 different states, though.
Well, of course. But it's a backup just in case the whole game director thing doesn't work out for him.
Yeah. His whole life is kind of like a reverse Legally Blonde.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh boy.
Now he was a lawyer and now he's
By the way, Dazar'alor in chat says that Wikipedia is a thing. Wikipedia.com.
Ooh, get on that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but that sounds amazing. And as long as
furniture.
as long as it's not patio furniture, I'll be fine. Or desks or something silly like that. I want it to be
Wicker furniture is just awful.
I want it to be
Whose
all
idea?
about the Kultirans. That's all I want.
Whose idea was wicker furniture, by the way?
Some idiot, probably.
What are you thinking?
Wow.
Wicker is just so comfortable.
Somebody was
brain.
like, you know what? A basket is not enough. I
It's
need
like-
this bigger, and I need it to hold me.
What is the most flammable piece of furniture that we can design? I know, we'll make it out of tiny sticks. All right, you're fired.
Yeah, that guy, the Wicker guy, fire his
Wow.
immediately.
Wow. You guys are brutal.
We don't like Wicker.
You guys are brutal. Apparently, you have an aversion to wood products. All right.
We should do a in-game march against wicker furniture.
Okay.
We're gonna organize it.
I don't think that'll work.
Why not?
I just don't. I'm not sure how that would work out. Anywho, let's talk about something else that's worthless. No, it's not worthless. In this developer Q&A, they also talked about the Heart of Azeroth in 8.2 and beyond, which is kind of like Legion. A little bit. It sounds like they're going back to artifact weapons, essentially. Artifact necklace?
Yes. I'm just kidding.
Fine with me.
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
It could be cool.
I miss artifacts, so that's fine.
Where it, like you'll get a glow. I don't know. Like if you beat Opulence, you'll get a golden glow about you. I don't know.
That sounds great.
Travels
more
around with you.
particle effects.
Right.
Yeah.
More particle effects. I want this game to be so stupid slow when I log in that it's just going to be amazing.
I want to have so many particle effects on me that when I move around, people like I put lag on other people's computers because they can't handle this. They're like, oh, that mage, she's so sparkly and particle effecty. And I'm like, that's right. And then I start like firing on my mage spells and then I just like blow up their computer.
Wow.
I want my own line item in the World of Warcraft graphics options that says kick tripod quality that they have to turn down to low.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
We need that kind of particle effect.
That's amazing.
That's what I want.
All I know is that WoW is experiencing some real input lag lately, and so I'm guessing that would just kind of add to it. I mean, on my tune when I'm leveling up Doug, my monk, Doug.
It's not input lag. It's called a spell timer. Some things have like a cast time.
No, but I mean it's like when I do abilities and stuff like that, it does not give me chi. I mean, it gives me chi, but I can't see it and I can't use it for 30 seconds
it's not
or whatever.
Centered enough.
I guess.
Just out of balance, man.
I guess not.
Like, there's some
real input lag.
Pat.
There's some input lag, and I know that they're working on it because I've seen some things on Twitter and elsewhere.
I've seen things too on Twitter, unseeable things.
That was probably Snapchat.
Bring back Tumblr.
Everybody, you can follow Pat Krane on Snapchat at Pat Krane.
Yeah, with a K. Let's see what else. I know that they're doing more GCD revamps, and it's kind of an ongoing thing. They're not done yet, so they're still kind of screwing around. I wish they would figure that out. And just
it's not easy, Pat.
Get it done. Just get it done, Ian. Just make up your mind and get it done.
You cannot talk to him like that.
He'll sue you.
Get it done, Ian.
He will sue you.
Sorry.
I'll sue you.
Get it done, Mr. Hazakostas. Is that better?
Stop. You don't know what you do.
He's not a mister. He's a mastress.
Mastress?
Mattress?
He's a mattress. That's it.
Nice.
That is it.
Made out of wicker furniture.
No.
Wicker mattress.
Wicker mattress.
God, that's useless.
All right.
Sounds like a perfect thing to make out of wicker.
All
then.
right.
Yeah.
A couple of other things before we move on. So I know that this week they were doing a lot of class tuning. They released a lot of class tuning and azerite traits tuning and stuff like that. So make sure to check out all of the notes, all the patch notes on your class, and check out the azerite traits as well, because they have changed a little bit. So it's
good to know these things.
I'm just going to leave it there because, I mean, unless there's something specific that you guys wanted to talk about, but I mean, it's all kind of. I
want to do a podcast just telling people to go read the patch notes.
Well,
like
it's like that's
changes to this, but go read the patch notes.
That's so specific. We've gotten into trouble before by talking about very specific things and just like saying, oh, resto shaman for 5 minutes or for a half hour, and people are like, I don't
more in depth. What happened to the in depth of the show?
Right. I don't play resto shaman, so I just left.
We never do that on Lagging Balls. We just sort of.
Plus, it's very technical.
Here's the thing. That's why you just podcast about Overwatch.
Yeah, we're just talking about stupid stuff like wicker furniture and stuff like that.
Wicker is terrible.
All right. There's all sorts of different ways to make the wicker furniture. It's like knitting. Wicker. You've got the double knot.
So other things in 8.15 that are coming up that we learned about this week. First of all, heirloom gear is going to be brought up to level 120, so you'll be able to upgrade your heirloom gear once again. And if you want to know when limit will win the race to Mythic World first. It will be when pigs fly. Thankfully, in 815, there is a flying pig mount that's going to be coming.
Did you have to?
On the in-game shop. It's coming in. And yeah, no, that's pretty bad. Hogris.
Boo.
That joke is like a wicker bed.
I know. I would actually prefer a wicker bed over that joke. I would sleep on a wicker bed for the rest of my life.
I like that one.
So that I don't have to hear that again.
That was funny. Oh man. All right. A couple of other things. Is there anything else WoW that you guys wanted to talk about?
Yes.
What?
It's the Lunar Festival.
Oh yeah, it is the Lunar Festival. How's the Lunar Festival for you? Oh, how was the Scarab event?
I don't want to talk about it.
How was that one, Thyst? Whose flag is flying in Silithus right now?
Let's skip this part.
Let's talk about that for a second, because
you were encouraging this can of worms.
You were encouraging the Horde to go and do the Scarab event, and that was not the thing that happened. I mean, some people did. Some people did. You did.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I certainly did.
That's nice. It didn't work out for you, though.
No, it didn't. You happy?
But at least now we have the Lunar Festival.
Yeah. That's
something to look forward to.
Oh, yeah. So much. Can't wait to fly around Azeroth, grabbing coins, honoring my elders.
Right.
And junk.
It's etc.
Yeah. So, anyway, during the Lunar Festival, you can purchase and wear, as transmog, the flower crowns.
Ooh.
I think those are new last year or the year before.
Okay.
They're real pretty. It's a big deal just because like this particular transmog model is not available anywhere else, and it's only available during the event. So if you want them, you got to get them now and wear them right now.
That's cool.
Also, the best toy probably ever, the dragon costumes. You got the head, the tail, and the body.
Right.
Those are available right now. You can use them all year round, so I highly suggest getting them. They've got 2 new ones this year. One is green and one is blue. And then there's the traditional red one.
Nice.
Yes, and they're varying prices depending on what part of the body you are interested in.
Ooh.
I suggest the butt.
The B.F.D?
Yes.
The butt. Right.
Yes.
And it's Lunar Festival really everywhere, because I know that it's in Overwatch as well as it is in Hearthstone.
Well met.
Right. As we switch over to there. Because a couple of fairly quick things. First of all, in Hearthstone esports, the HCT Winter Championship is going to be at the end of February. And it's going to be in LA. At the Blizzard Battle Drone. No, it's not the Battle Drone. It's it's the inside the
Kurubashi Arena.
Yeah, inside it's inside the Blizzard Arena. So in Burbank. So that'll happen in LA at the end of February, and
that's cool. That's right in the middle of Overwatch League.
Right. And so it'll be like Overwatch
it's gotta be
League.
like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday or something.
I think it's I don't. When is the 28th? Now I got to think. Oof. I don't like thinking. No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday through Sunday. So I mean, it's a weekend, but it must be. They do have a couple of different places.
Yeah, they have a couple of different.
And so they can do that, because I know that they have. I think they have 3 different studios. The big one, the big arena, and then there's also a couple of smaller places where they can broadcast that stuff. So. I'm guessing that that's what they're going to do.
They could just break into Days of Our Lives. It's right down the lot. You just walk over.
Right.
Just like, hey, can we play a card game here for a sec? Thanks.
Right. And then they'll interrupt Big Bang, which is, whatever, in a different place.
That's fine.
That's all right.
That's fine. People have been asking for people to interrupt the Big Bang for like 6 years now.
Right. Exactly. So there's that. That's going to be happening the 28th of February. And then right now, however, they did do a little update to the way that ranked play works. and they are saying, guess what? We're going to make it a little bit easier for you guys that are trying to get to level 10 at least.
Yeah, way less daunting now.
And so now it's not every level has 5 stars that you have to get through. So it's like the first, 10 levels?
So
It's
you
only
need
3
three stars to move from any level to another up to rank 16, and then 4 each to move up to 11, and then 5 each to ascend through the final top 10.
Right. So that makes it a little bit easier to get to level 10 anyway. And then after that, it's the same. Yeah. I mean, I only get to like level 18 in any given month because I only play to finish my quests.
I have not opened up Hearthstone since I left WellMet. Have not opened it up.
Well,
Just
I think you're missing out a little bit, to be honest.
I believe it. I think it's a little just like I had spent so much time in that game.
Right. But it's especially
fun.
like the PvE stuff. I think that's where the real value is for somebody like you that maybe is a little burned out on the game or the collecting aspect or just being in it for so much. But the PvE side really does kind of break it up. So that's the only thing that I will say about it. So, but I get what you're saying. I mean, you were in it. You were in it.
Still going strong, by the way. If you like Hearthstone, JR's doing great stuff with WellMet. So
he is. He's doing great stuff.
JR, Ray, and Danny's still going strong.
Yeah.
And team that put together.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's a good
carrying on the legacy.
Good little team there. That's nice. And finally, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about StarCraft 2.
Gotta love that.
That's right. So last week, this is really cool. So let me first start at BlizzCon. At BlizzCon, we heard a little bit about DeepMind. I don't know if you guys were. I wasn't really paying attention to them during BlizzCon because I was like
the boring part of the dress. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I'll just catch up with those guys later or whatever. And but I didn't.
DeepMind freaks me out. Just gonna say that now.
Yeah, so
I think DeepMind is the prequel to the whole Destiny universe. Like,
yeah,
that's how we get there. By the way,
sure, or first Terminator. I mean, really, either way.
First they conquer StarCraft, then the world.
Yeah, it all started with the StarCraft game,
right? So
now we're all assembling wicker furniture for our robot overlords.
Wicker spaceships don't make sense.
There's no fire in space. It makes perfect sense.
They do makes perfect sense for AI. But anyway, so DeepMind is working on this AI project where they are playing games and now they are kicking butt because they just came up with Alpha Star, which is one of the agents. That's what they call them. And they had an event where they were playing against 2 pro players, TLO and Mana, or Mana. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Mana. Pretty sure. Anyway, and they played 5 games apiece, and Alpha Star totally kicked their butts.
Oof.
It was 10-0. 10-0 for Alpha Star. 10-0.
So mad. At the same time, when I'm playing Call of Duty, all I play is bots anyway, so I guess it makes a little bit of sense. But I would be so mad.
But it's kind of cool because there are so many different things that you have to keep your eye on in StarCraft 2. Obviously, and I know Thyst, you've said this before. I don't believe it, but I'm too dumb to play it. And I can't keep my eye on that many different things and
it's a hard game
and know what to do.
You have to be kind of smart to play it.
Well,
it's a freaking robot.
You have to.
I think before they talked about like chess and Go and some of those other.
Right. Remember War Games? That movie? That was easy. That was.
It's like, well, the one thing is like a computer has perfect information all the time, so that they can always be like they always know the board state. Whereas with StarCraft, you can't see everything all the time. So for me, that's the most impressive part, is that there has to be this level of like intuition or this depth in decision making in order for that to be a thing. And the fact that they can they can do that. It's just insane.
Yeah. I mean,
It's terrifying.
That's why I never play StarCraft.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many there's so much
job anyways.
There's so much micromanaging going on, and then you also have to look at the bigger game and figure out what your actual strat is. And the weird thing about this was that this AI was picking a new strat pretty much every time, and not doing the same thing. And so that is interesting. I mean, this could spell the end of people actually playing
Humanity.
StarCraft. It's just going to be AI versus AI. We're just going to let it go on autoplay, apparently. But it also means that there could be some really cool stuff coming up for AI in general, with this type of
in general.
Yeah, in general. I mean, we could be at a new age of artificial intelligence, which is creepy.
That's real creepy. I'm not ready for that.
It's kind of creepy.
Dude, Siri still can't order me Buffalo Wild Wings.
I know.
I'm not
Siri
worried about AI just
Siri
yet.
is no AlphaStar, but AlphaStar will know. See, if they put AlphaStar into the phone, then you wouldn't even have to say anything because AlphaStar would just know already.
You just have a great grasp of how this AI thing works.
You just like look.
Phone.
You just like look at your phone and you're like, and then the phone comes back and says, "Yeah, I did the thing that you wanted."
Did you guys
You're like, I don't even know what it was.
Pat, did you see last year when Google did that thing where Google AI essentially called a hair appointment place as like a personal assistant to create a thing, and they inserted speech mannerisms to make it sound like they like would stutter and say and stuff like that. And it is so, oh my God. That's what I'm afraid of. You could beat me in StarCraft any day, computer, but as soon as I don't know if I'm talking to a human being.
Sometimes you can't now with the way that call centers are working and stuff like that. I don't know if you picked up a number like that recently, but sometimes they're trying to be a little too tricky.
So I don't answer my phone.
Yeah, I don't really
text me.
Yeah,
text me, Comcast.
Text me, bro.
We're either going to get killed by robots or we're all going to get freaked out and then we're going to like ditch technology.
Go to like tribalism, yeah.
Yeah. Go back to like wicker caves with wicker furniture inside. Wicker weapons.
I knew that was coming back.
Spend 45 minutes every day just playing with my wicker bow staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And to switch it up, I mean, every once in a while, you will need to loom, use your loom to weave something.
It's a young man's game, Pat.
I was just trying to switch it up, man.
Can you make wicker out of a loom? Is it a wicker loom?
You might be able to make a loom out of wicker.
Yeah.
You might be able to.
Man, I don't like where the future is headed.
In the game.
All the AI, all the robots and all of the wicker.
Yeah. God. That is bleak.
This is a dumb conversation all of a sudden.
I thought it was really intelligent.
A little bit. Well, especially it was artificially intelligent. Also, another thing to let you guys know about with StarCraft 2, another esports thing, just real quick. WCS Winter Round of 32 that begins Thursday. So I know that a lot of people are maybe feeling a little the chill in the air this winter. So
say polar vortex again.
So. For the polar vortex, I can't say it now. The pressure is too much. But there will be some hot gaming action with the WCS Winter Round of 32. So that's
sounds good to me. That was some good promotion there, Pat.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Anything else that's going on that you guys wanted to chat about? That's the news that I got this week.
2 weeks to Overwatch League.
Woo!
Oh yeah, Overwatch League.
February 14th.
I know.
Soon. Let's go. Valentine's Day. I'm like, babe, we're not going anywhere.
So now, Thyst, you might be going to the thing.
Yes.
Johnny, are you going? Are you going down there?
So I've got an invite. I was invited down there.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know if I'm actually going.
Oh. Well, if you're not going, I might steal your invite. I don't know if it works.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm working
not.
on it. If not the opening week, then one of the following weeks for sure.
Thyst, who are you cheering for this year? Are you still going NYXL?
No, Dallas and the Glads and both of the Canadian teams, I think, because I'm biased.
The Titans with the Wookiee and the
Yes,
what's the other one?
The Canadian Wookiees and the
Toronto
Canadian
Defiant.
Defiance.
Right.
I do have a
that.
soft spot in my heart for both Canadian teams.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
The Titans have Runaway, which is kind of an amazing Korean contender team. We kind of set the bar for a lot, and we interviewed Harsha today on Overwatch, or not Overwatch League Daily, Tactical Crouch, who's
Nice.
That's the same feed though, right?
Yep, same feed,
Okay.
same everything. I even updated the feed and everything to have Tactical Crouch in the name, so it's not so hard to find. But
Cool.
Interviewed them, and then Baroy, one of my really good friends, is the analyst. He was the founder and creator of Winston's Lab, hand aggregated all the stats
Nice.
for Overwatch League so that we had some sort of basis to go off of for analysis. He's the analyst for the Toronto Defiant,
Oh wow.
and
That's great.
smart dude. So both of those teams, I really hope they do well.
Oh, they
Well,
will.
I hope that the Shock are
The Shock were right here.
put in a good show this year. I just want them to do well. I don't know if they're gonna be a thing, but now that I'm close to San Francisco, I feel like I need to do that.
They're usually ranked in the top 5 or 6 in Overwatch League.
And now you're basically in San Francisco, so that's pretty awesome.
I actually met Andrew, the head of communications and events for the Shock.
Oh, cool.
And he lives in Mountain View, really close.
Nice.
He says we're going to hang out, but he won't return my calls. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true.
Should invite him over for a barbecue.
Dallas Fuel's going to crush this year, though. Mark my words.
Oh boy.
Fuck it, everybody.
I have him up. I have him making playoffs this year.
Nice.
Burning blue.
Who else do you think is going to be good this year, John?
NYXL, obviously in London, I think are just going to shoes in. The Shock I have rated at 4. I think I have the Fusion at 3. Gladiators at 5.
Okay.
I've got Titans at 6 or 7.
Nice.
So
How are the Dragons looking this year?
actually really good. They
Good.
basically they cleaned house essentially. There's
They should've.
2 or 3 people left in the organization
Yeah.
that were there last season,
Yeah.
and they picked up a really good Korean contenders core
Cool.
for that. And so there's still it's tough when a team goes 0-40 and makes a bunch of big moves. You can't go from number 20 all the way to number 8
Those guys
or 7.
Those guys broke my
They could
heart
be a
last
playoff
year.
team.
They broke my heart
know.
last year, but and I was rooting for them. After the first 20 losses, I was like, "Come on, guys, just pull it off. Just one. Just one.
Can somebody just give it to them
They were
just
like
one time?
It was like watching the Bad News Bears all over again. It was like the second remake of Bad News Bears. Anyway, that's gonna be it for the show. So I'm going to play the thing. I'm going to play the music, and you're going to tell me what's going on with you, how people can connect with you. Obviously, John, Overwatch League Daily, and Tactical Crouch, all on one feed. Where can people find you and what you do?
You can find me everywhere at Kick Tripod, and search for Tactical Crouch or Overwatch League Daily on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere else. That's all there. We had some amazing guests over the past 3 weeks. We had Sideshow, who's an Overwatch League analyst. We had David Pay, who's the head coach for the LA Gladiators. And then today we had Harsha on the show. So 3 people super engrossed in the Overwatch League.
Cool.
We've got some of the best guests on the show consistently. So if you want that kind of information, tune in.
Yeah. Do it. Thyst, how about you?
What's up?
Hi. How can people find you?
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Thyst. You can find me on Twitter at Thyst03. I do a show called Lagging Balls. It's kind of like this one, but a lot worse. And you can find that at laggingballs.com or at Lagging Balls. Woo!
It's not worse. It's just a little more adult flavored.
Yes.
So
Flavor.
So there. It's got a little bit of sauce.
Just a little.
So and if you guys want to follow me personally, follow me everywhere at Pat Krane with a K. I think
On Snapchat?
Yeah, there too.
Send him all your special
there.
snaps.
Oh boy. Yep, there we go. And for the show, you can follow us at Convert to Raid on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. And I'm gonna bail on that music and I'm gonna play this stuff. So for the show, you can listen to us pretty much everywhere these days. YouTube, Twitch, SoundCloud, Spotify, Pandora, and Mora, because you can also go to converttoraid.com. Sorry. But that's where we have everything. We have our show downloads, our audios, our videos, all that kind of stuff over at converttoraid.com. We are currently going through a little bit of a site update. So we do have our guild stuff over there. And I don't know. We've got everything over there. The Convert to Raid podcast network is over there, featuring shows from these two monkeys and everybody, all the other regulars on the show. So go on over to converttoraid.com and check everything out. Oh boy, something happened to my. Never mind. Anyway, that's gonna be it for the show. Here, I'll just put it on me now. I guess you have to watch the video to figure it out. Something happened with the video. I don't know. But that's going to be it for the show. So for all the guys on Convert to Raid, we will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.